Hello everyone, welcome back to Pabbly. In this video we're going to learn how to update Google Sheets row for updated Freshdesk tickets. So I am an owner of a business and I manage all the inquiries raised by my customers with the help of Freshdesk. And I also create a record of all the tickets that are created in my Freshdesk account in my Google Sheets. So my objective is that as soon as the status of any ticket is going to be updated in my Freshdesk account, automatically the status of the same ticket should also be updated in my Google Sheets. For that, what we are going to do is we're going to simply create an automation between Freshdesk and Google Sheets with the help of Pabbly Connect. Pabbly Connect runs on two concepts, that is trigger and action. In this process, my trigger application is going to be Freshdesk and my action application is going to be Google Sheets. So if you want to learn how to do this amazing automation, then let me take you all to my screen. In this video, we're going to learn how to update Google Sheets when Freshdesk tickets are updated. So I am an owner of a business and I maintain the queries raised by my customers in my Freshdesk account. So here my objective is that as soon as I'm going to update the status of any tickets that I've created in my Freshdesk account, automatically the status should also be updated in my Google Sheets, as I've created a record of all my tickets in my Google Sheets. For that, what we are going to do is we're going to simply create an automation between Freshdesk and Google Sheets with the help of Pabbly Connect. On the screen, you can see the website of Pabbly Connect, that is pabbly.com/connect. After browsing this website, we need to sign into our Pabbly Connect account. But if you're a new user, you can sign up for free and get 100 free tasks every month. So as I'm an existing user, I'm going to sign into my Pabbly Connect account. After signing in, you can see the All Pabbly Apps window in front of you, in which you can see the 5 applications of Pabbly, from which we are going to select Pabbly Connect by clicking on Access Now. Then Pabbly Connect's dashboard is going to appear in front of you. In order to start an automation process in Pabbly Connect, we need to create a workflow. For that, click on this top right corner button right over here that says Create Workflow. A dialog box is going to appear which is asking for a workflow name. So I'm going to give a name to my workflow as Update Google Sheets row for updated Freshdesk ticket. Okay, so this is the name that I want to give to my workflow. Next over here, it is asking for us to select a folder. So on the left side of my screen, you can see I've created multiple folders in my Pabbly Connect account. If you want to create your own folder, you have to click on this plus button right over here. As you have created a folder, you have to select a specific folder in which you want to save this workflow in. For that, click on this arrow and these are the folders from which I am going to select Freshdesk Automations as the folder I want to save this workflow in. After giving a name to a workflow and selecting the folder, let's click on Create in order to create a workflow. A workflow is created in the name of Update Google Sheets row for updated Freshdesk ticket, and there are two windows in front of you. One over here says Trigger, other says Action. Trigger and Action are the two most important steps of our automation process because our process depends on these two concepts. Over here, Trigger says when this happens and Action says do this. That means our action is a response towards our trigger. In an automation process, there can be only one trigger step but multiple action steps. Firstly, what we are going to do is we are going to set up our trigger step. For that, click on this arrow right over here, and for the trigger application over here, we are going to select it as Freshdesk. We are going to select our trigger application as Freshdesk right over here. And for the trigger event, we are going to select it as update ticket, as our objective is that whenever a ticket that I've created in my Freshdesk account is updated, automatically Pabbly Connect should capture the response of that updated ticket. Okay, over here you can see Pabbly Connect has provided us with a webhook URL. With the help of this unique webhook URL, we are going to connect Freshdesk to Pabbly Connect by following the steps given here below. Okay, firstly we need to copy this URL from here. After copying the URL, we have to open our Freshdesk account. As you can see right over here, this is my Freshdesk account and we are going to connect this account to Pabbly Connect. And how we're going to do that, from the left side of my screen, you can see there are multiple options on which you have to click on this settings, that is admin right over here. As soon as we go to click on admin, this page is going to appear. On the left side, there are multiple options. Again, we have to click on workflows, and then after click on workflows, you can see over here there are multiple options from which we are going to select automations. As soon as we go to select automations, over here it says rules that run on. Then there are three options from which over here we are going to select ticket updates right over here. As soon as you're going to do that, over here it says new rule. We are going to click on new rule right over here. Okay, over here it is asking for the name of our rule. For the name of our rule over here, I'm going to give it as test. updates. So the name of the rule is test updates. Okay. Next over here, it is asking for the action performed by, I'm going to select it as agent right over here. Okay. For the involve any of these events over here, for the events, we are going to select it as status is changed, because I want that whenever a status is going to be changed in any of the tickets, then only I want to update the status in my Google Sheets. So for the events, I've selected as status is changed. From over here, I'm going to select it as any status to any status right over here. Okay. Because I want any status that is going to be changed should be changed in my Google Sheets. Okay. If you want, you can add another event. So over here, you can select another event. If you want, you can select it as priority. Then you can set up priorities, but I just want the status to be changed. But if you want, you can add new events over here. Okay. After involves any of these events over here, it is asking for on tickets with priorities. If you want, you can set up this step according to your requirement. I don't require this field, so I'm going to skip the part. Okay. Next over here, it is asking for us to perform these actions. So the perform action over here, we are going to select it as trigger webhook. Okay, we're going to select it as trigger webhook right over here. For the request type, we're going to select it as post. Okay, and after selecting post, it is asking for the URL. For the webhook URL over here, we're going to copy the URL from here and we're going to paste the URL right over here. And after that over here, it is asking for the encoding. We are going to select it as JSON right over here. For the content over here, I'm going to select it as simple. And over here, you can see there is a drop down right over here. And from the drop down, we are going to select the properties that we want as a response in our trigger. Okay, so what we are going to do is we're going to select it as ticket ID right over here. Then I want the subject of my ticket. Okay, as well as I want the description. I want the ticket URL in my response. I want the status in my response right over here. So these are the fields that I require. If you want, you can add your fields over here according to a requirement, whatever response do you want in your trigger step. Okay. After that, we're going to click on preview and save right over here. As you can see over here, this shows that the webhook is added successfully. We're going to click on save and enable right over here. You can see over here a webhook is added in our Freshdesk account. If I'm going to take you back to my workflow over here, it is saying waiting for webhook response. So now what we're going to do is we're going to update the status of the tickets that we have created in our Freshdesk account, and we're going to check whether Pabbly Connect captured the response of that ticket update or not. For that, we are going to update the ticket. So I'm going to take this ticket in the name of test problem right over here. Okay. So this is a ticket that I've created right over here, and over here we're going to update the status of this ticket. I'm going to select the status over here as closed. Okay, and then I'm going to click on update to update the status of this ticket right over here. Over here it says the properties is updated. The property of this ticket is now updated. So now I'm going to open my Pabbly Connect workflow that I've created, and I'm going to check whether Pabbly Connect has captured the response of this updated ticket in our Freshdesk or not. For that, I'm going to open my workflow, and yes, as you can see right over here, a response is captured in our Pabbly Connect account. Okay, and over here in the response, we have received all the details of the tickets that has been updated. For the subject as test problem, for the status over here as closed, for the priority as medium, for the ID of the ticket right over here, for the name of the contact, and the email right over here. So this means that we successfully connected our Freshdesk account with Pabbly Connect and our trigger setup is done. After setting up our trigger step, we need to set up our action step, and as our objective is that as soon as the status of the ticket is updated in our Freshdesk account, automatically I want to update the status of the same ticket in my Google Sheets. So as you can see right away, I've created this spreadsheet right over here with the details of the ticket right over here, the tickets that I've created in my Freshdesk account. Okay, it has the date on which the ticket was created, the ID, name of the ticket, the contact name, contact email, and the ticket status. And I want to update the status as well as the date over here. For the date over here, we are going to update the current date right over here. Okay, but in our response, in our trigger step right over here, we have not received the date on which the status is updated. So what we are going to do is over here, firstly, we are going to have the current date. For that, for our action application over here, we are going to select it as date/time formatter by Pabbly. This is an amazing feature by Pabbly Connect which is going to help us to update the date or to format the date according to our requirement. Okay, for the action event over here, we are going to select it as current date because we want the current date of the ticket status that is updated, and then we're going to click on connect right over here. For the format of the current date, I'm going to select it as the basic format, that is this right away, that is date, month, and year right over here, and then I'm going to click on save and send test request. As soon as you're going to do that, over here in the result, you're going to receive the current date, the date on which the status is updated. Okay, then we're going to click on this plus button to add our action step in this workflow, and for the action application over here, we are going to select it as Google Sheets right over here. And for the action event over here, we are going to select it as update row. And then we're going to click on connect in order to connect Google Sheets to Pabbly Connect. A new window is going to appear on which click on add new connection. But if you want, you can select the existing connection. After that, click on sign in with Google. As soon as you get to click on sign in with Google, a new window is going to appear which is asking for a permission. I'm going to click on allow as the safe process in my data is perfectly safe with Pabbly Connect. So I'm going to click on allow right over here. As you can see that we successfully authorized Google Sheets to Pabbly Connect. After authorizing over here, it is asking for us to select a spreadsheet. So I've created a spreadsheet in the name of Freshdesk Tickets Details right over here. So for the spreadsheet over here, I'm going to select it as Freshdesk Tickets Details. Next over here, it is asking for us to select a sheet. So I've created a single sheet in my spreadsheet in the name of sheet 1. So for the sheet over here, I'm going to select it as sheet 1. Over here, it is asking for the row index. With the help of this row index, we are going to specifically update the status of a specific ticket that we want. And how are we going to have the row index right over here? For that, what we have to do is we have to add another action step in this workflow right over here. And for the action application over here, we're going to select it as Google Sheets. So we're going to select our action application as Google Sheets. And for the action event over here, we're going to select it as lookup spreadsheet rows B2. With the help of this action event, we are going to have the row index. Okay, then we're going to click on connect in order to connect Google Sheets to Pabbly Connect. And as I have the existing connection, I'm going to select this option and then I'm going to click on save right over here. As soon as you get to do that over here, next it is asking for us to select a spreadsheet. For the spreadsheet, I'm going to select it as Freshdesk Tickets Details, okay? Then for the sheet as sheet 1 right over here. Over here, it is asking for the lookup value. For the lookup value over here, we have to enter the value that we have to look up to. And in this spreadsheet, I want to look up to my ticket ID right over here. So with the help of this unique ticket ID, the status of that ticket is going to be updated, okay? For the lookup value over here, what we are going to do is we are going to map the data. Mapping means inserting data from the previous step. So we are going to insert the data from the previous step of this workflow right over here. And how are you going to do that? As soon as you go to click on this field right over here, you can see these are the previous step, that is Freshdesk update ticket and date time formatters. You can see these are the previous step of our automation workflow right over here. As soon as you go to click on this arrow right over here, this was the same response that was captured in our previous step. Over here, as we want to map the data of the ticket ID, we're going to map the data of the ticket ID right over here. As I map the data right over here, what happens is the data has now become dynamic. That means whenever a new response is going to be captured in our previous step, automatically in place of this map data, the new data is going to be updated. Over here, it is asking for the lookup column. For the lookup column over here, I'm going to select as column B because that's the column of our ticket ID right over here, okay? So for the lookup column, I'm going to select over here as column B. And then for the end data column over here, the end data column is column F. So I'm going to write over here the end data column as column F. Next, it is asking for all these details. I'm going to skip the part and then I'm going to click on save and send test request. As you're going to click on save and send test request, the response is going to be received. In the response, you're going to receive the record of the data that we have entered in our Google Sheets. And over here in the response, we have also received a row index right over here. So now what we are going to do is we are going to map the data of the row index that we have received right over here. So I'm going to map the data of the response, that is row index right away from our previous step. Next, it is asking for the date. For the date over here, as we want the updated date in the spreadsheet right over, so what we're going to do is we're going to map the data of the date that we have received in our previous result right over here. As we do not want to update the ticket ID, ticket name, contact, email, I'm going to skip the part. Over here, we want to update the status of the ticket. So I'm going to map the data of the status of our ticket right over here. As you can see, this is the status of the ticket. I'm going to map the data right over here. After filling all the details, I'm going to click on save and send test request. As you can see over here, we have received a response and the response that we have received is a positive response. So now I'm going to open a spreadsheet that I've created and I'm going to check whether the status with the date of our ticket is updated in our spreadsheet or not. I'm going to open it and yes, as you can see right over here, the status and date is updated in our spreadsheet. For the date as 29/05/2024, that is current date right now, and for the ticket status as closed right over here. So this means that it's fully created an automation between Freshdesk and Google Sheets with the help of Pabbly Connect. But now for Ilfa guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to update the status of this another record that I've created in my spreadsheet right over here with the help of Freshdesk. And I'm going to check whether the status is updated in a spreadsheet or not. For that, I'm going to open a Freshdesk account. I'm going to go back to my tickets that I've created. So this is the ticket right over that I've entered in my Google Sheets. I'm going to open this ticket from here. And now we're going to update the status of this ticket as well. And then we're going to check whether the status of this ticket is updated in our Google Sheets or not. For that, I'm going to update the status. For the status over here, I'm going to select it as pending. And then I'm going to click on update. As you can see over here, since the properties are updated. So now I'm going to open my Google Sheets and I'm going to check whether the status is updated in our spreadsheet or not. For that, I'm going to open my spreadsheet. And yes, as you can see right away, the ticket status is successfully updated as pending and for the date as 29/05/2024. So this means that we successfully created an automation between Freshdesk and Google Sheets with the help of Pabbly Connect. So now to sum up till now what we have done, I am an owner of a business and I manage the inquiries raised by my customers with the help of Freshdesk. So my objective is that as soon as the status of any ticket is going to be updated in our Freshdesk automatically, as I've created a record of all those tickets in my Google Sheets, the status in my Google Sheets of that ticket should also be updated. For that, we've created this amazing automation between these two applications with the help of Pabbly Connect. So if you like this video, please do subscribe to our channel, hit on the like button, comment down below if you have any questions or doubts, and please share this video. Not just with these applications, you can create automation with the help of Pabbly Connect between multiple applications. If you have any doubts, you can send us email on support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can ask your queries on forum.pabbly.com. If you have any queries regarding the pricing of Pabbly Connect, then you can check out this link. If you like this video, please subscribe to our channel, hit on the like button, comment down below if you have any questions and doubts, and please share this video, and thank you for watching.